Weight loss surgery, chapter 7. More complications. So now I'm out of the hospital after having weight loss surgery, bariatric surgery, Roux-en-Y. So I had Roux-en-Y surgery. Then going back to the hospital after that because of complications with my kidney and bleeding and all that. Then came out of the hospital and I ended up with a penis rash, not penis rash, close. Penis rash. It's when you get a rash under one of your folds by your groin, and it was a really bad rash. And it started actually in the hospital, but it got worse. I ended up trying some different creams that we have on hand, but none of them were working. So I had it looked at by a nurse practitioner, and she prescribed this special medicated cream that's like 3 creams, powders, like mixed together in one that they then give you. So I ended up using that, and eventually it went away. Thank you. Then at the same time as that, I got hives like all over my body, and these were extremely itchy and just kept on splotching up like everywhere. It was bad. It was mostly like more so up here and on my arms, but pretty much everywhere. And you just want to itch everything, and there ended up being like big ones that almost looked like pimples, and they were like the most itchy. You just wanted to itch them, but you couldn't because it would get worse. It would be like a rash if you just itch it. If you do stuff to it, it gets worse. I remember during that process of having hives, having my showers, and the showers being the best thing in the world because you would get hit by the shower and it would be like itching, and you just feel like orgasmic almost. You just feel like, oh, that feels so amazing. But you had to avoid rubbing and itching it while you're in there. Eventually, talking to bariatric, they were able to suggest trying to wean out newer medications that might have caused the hives. So this is after like a week, I would say, of being extremely itchy and just awful, really awful. So there was 2 things that they wanted to wean out first, and that was my multivitamins for bariatric surgery and something dial medication for avoiding issues with gallbladder stones. So we got rid of them both, not got rid of them, but like just stopped them both, and the hives started going away, thankfully. So we knew that one of those things were potentially causing the hives. Then they had me go back on the multivitamin and no hives. So pretty sure it's the gallbladder medication that was causing it. And now we're about almost 5 weeks past my surgery. They want me to try going back on this gallbladder medication just to see if by chance it was just too much medications or too much issues happening at the same time, like all my complications that was causing the hives, and maybe going back on this something dial medication will be fine. So I got to do that, and I am stressing out because I don't want these hives again. It was torture. So, but at least I know that if they start again, I can just stop the medication and know that that's what it is. That's not the only thing. My complications didn't stop there, because after the hives, I ended up getting COVID. So what happened was my wife got COVID first, and she was trying to avoid us and doing the things you do when someone gets COVID. But eventually, I got COVID from her, and then my son got COVID at pretty much the same time. So COVID was sucky, but to us it was like a strong cold. It wasn't so bad. I know a lot of people have gotten different symptoms and worse symptoms. People have gone to the hospital, There's someone in my bariatric group right now that is in the hospital on a ventilator, I believe, or just in the hospital dealing with a bad case of COVID, which I hope that person ends up doing well. I really do. But for us, it was just a strong cold, thankfully. But it sucked during this process. Yeah, those were my complications after surgery, all within a month's time. Like surgery, the kidney issue, after surgery was bleeding out to my rectum. The penis rash, sorry, hives, and COVID, all in that time. It's great. Stay tuned for more chapters because you can't get enough.